Hello, listeners. I'm Vibhuti Jha, and welcome to our talk show, Short Takes, on Radio Nyra Raleigh Durham on three frequencies 99.9 FM HD4, 101.9 FM, and 1490 AM. Today, we are going to talk about a remarkably important event in our lives: marriage. Their marriages happen between people, the same faith, same religion, same occupations. And then we have what is known as love marriage, which the modern terminology is interfaith marriages. We call it interfaith marriages, where people marry from all kinds of combinations, right? To discuss the various ramifications of the interfaith marriage specifically, and thereafter marriage as a whole, as a concept. I have great pleasure in welcoming Mr. Dilip Amin. Dilip, welcome to the show. And thank you very much for joining. The important part here is that you are leading a major effort towards educating, especially the Hindu children, Hindu women and men, and others, to understand the implication, complication, impact, and implications of marrying from people in any kind of a faith. So, as I prefer to say, and this is not related to any particular thing, love may be blind, faiths are not.
Very true. Yeah.
Faiths are not blind. So, it is a very important topic. So, go ahead. This particular thing becomes important also in view of the fact that a rather ridiculous thing by Amir Khan, that's what is the trigger for this particular conversation. Amir Khan divorced the second time and he's going to marry the third time perhaps. And they did a remarkable, theatrical between him and his wife about how we are parting, but we are still in love. That was very ridiculous. And I'm going to respond to him. Hey, do what you want to with your life, but don't sermonize to us about life and time. So Dilip, go ahead. Go ahead.
Namaste to all. I've been working on this field since 2006, 16 years, and I've written 2 books on it. And now, when it comes to interfaith marriage, I'm talking about Hindus, Jain Sikhs marrying to Christians and Muslims and Jews. Now, when it comes to interfaith marriage, it's very interesting subject when it happens to your neighbor or to Amir Khan. It's very interesting. But when it happens in your own home, when your son or daughter comes and tell mom, I'm in love with Muhammad, that becomes very scary. So what we are doing is we are learning what is going on in Bollywood, and that will help you prepare if that comes in your home, what it should be. Now the point is, not all interfaith marriages are bad. There are good one, bad one, and there are ugly one. And that's what we will do is go through a variety of Khans. Bollywood is full of Khans. And there are really some great examples. And let me start with one of the best one and my favorite one, Shah Rukh Khan. He married Gauri Khan. And there is a nice
He
video
married,
where
he married Gauri, who became Khan. Okay, so let's.
that is correct. And there is a nice video where he does the puja and he teaches his the sons and daughters. They do Gayatri mantra. He'd say Bismillah, meaning he's mixing and messing. He did not ask his wife to convert to Islam. So, I mean, I guess as far as I'm concerned, interfaith marriage with equality, I see good equality there. Now, the example what you give is Amir Khan. Now, Amir Khan married first to one lady that was again Hindu. Second, Kiran Rao, again a Hindu, and both of them got divorced. And as you said, maybe he's looking for the third Hindu. So the worst point about Amir Khan, what I came across is one time he made a statement, and the statement says, "My children will be Muslim only." I found this statement really, really ridiculous. What do you mean by my children? I mean, Hindu lady is carrying the children for 9 months. You are just giving your sperm. So if this statement is true, what I'm challenging Amir Khan, are you a male chauvinist or a religious fanatic? I mean, you have to make up your mind. You
That's a
cannot
very
be
good
making this
point.
kind
That's
of
a very good
irrational
point.
statement.
Is when you fall in love and get married, love is unconditional, spiritually speaking and actually speaking. And just for the information for the viewers and you as well, I have a love marriage as many years
Hmm.
ago, and I did not impose any condition on my wife, nor did she impose any condition on me that this is how our children will grow, this is what will happen, and that's the way it is. Love is unconditional. If it is a conditional love, then it's not love anymore.
No, no,
So
very
that's
true.
why I say that I tweeted actually that love may be blind, jihad is not. And considering the fact that love jihad is has assumed a remarkably negative connotation, which it is,
But
then
then
people have to bear in mind what exactly it is. That when you force people to convert to your
now, if I
own
can
point of
move
view, then
to
it is dangerous. Go ahead.
if I can move to further the third Khan, and that's Saif Ali Khan.
Yes.
Before that, let's move to his mother.
Mhm.
And Sharmila Tagore, original name, converted to Islam, had a new name, and that is Aisa Begum Sultana. They have three children, and all three children had Muslim names and raised as a Muslim only, no exposure whatsoever to Hinduism.
Right.
So, as far I'm concerned, that's absolutely no equality, no respect. Everything goes to Islam side 100%, and none to nothing left of Hinduism.
Right.
And that was happening. It has been happening for thousands of years.
Mhm.
And now things are changing, but still a long way to go. Let's look at Sarmila's son now, Saif Ali Khan. He first married to
Amrita Singh.
Amrita Singh,
Right.
and he's asking Amrita to fall in line. Amrita must fall in line, meaning she must, from Sikh, she must take Shahada, become a Muslim. And I mean, uh, that's pretty religious fanatic or really orthodox statement by Saif. Now she converted to Islam. Children's name were Muslims, raised as a Muslim. So she did everything irrational to please Amir. And still, in the end, Amrita got talak.
Right.
So, I mean, what message I'm giving to Hindu parents and youths, that just because you submit, you become illogical submissions and put up with every kind of shit from the other side, that does not buy you happiness, that does not buy you a happy married life. Versus you look at now Karina and Saif marriage, it's possible Saif may have tried the same thing with Karina Kapoor, that Karina, you convert. And Karina says, nope, I will not convert. So it is as simple as that. You just have to say, nope, I will not do it. And then Saif says, uh, that's in one interview, Saif says that that's the trouble with his religion, meaning Islam has a problem, and that is it expects the conversion. And Saif does not buy anymore. In interview, he's saying, meaning he was buying it, that other party has to convert, but now he has improved. So thank you to Karina that he changed Saif's ideology. But then when Saif and Karina's first son born, and you know the name,
Right.
Amir Khan. So all of a sudden I say, wait, what is going on? I mean, I thought this is a marriage of equality. How come you pick the name Taimur? But later on, just to be fair to them, I noticed that once Taimur was in a Ganesh Puja sitting there, and the video, that photo was released. And Saif also said that the Taimur likes to play Lord Rama, and that's his favorite character. So again, I don't know whether they are really
Maybe
giving.
they are trying to convert Ram to Ram to Islam. No, let's do one thing. Let's take a short break, and we'll be back right after this commercial.
Sounds good.
Thank you. Welcome back, listeners. Wanted to also to talk about the very important element, as we know now, that we live in a remarkably open society. We work, the workplaces are so much compatible with men and women being in the same place, doing identical jobs. So there is a sense of equality. And there is every likelihood that people will fall in love for reasons that are very dear to them. I'm not sitting on judgment whether falling in love is good or bad. I don't know why it is called falling in love. Why not saying being in the state of love,
No,
like
rising love.
rising love. So that's something which I always talk about. But this brings to a very important concept. What does, what do the Hindu parents do? Because we are the most pliable people. We are the people who give in very easily to accept others for their happiness. That is the Hindu mindset, to accommodate, accept, respect, and give in. Because that's where we seek peace. Peace comes only when you give in,
Yeah.
not when you give up. Your thoughts on this? What takeaways you will tell to parents to watch out in the future?
I always tell parents, be exactly what we are. And that is pluralist, meaning respecting others and all that. But at the same token, the perfect word you use, and that is equality. Respecting others does not mean you give up what you are like Sharmila Tagore did. That's not equality. That's
Right.
100%, 0%.
Right.
Versus Kareena Kapoor's example, if we go back,
Mm-hmm.
that now she's teaching Kamur about being part of the Ganesh Puja. He's taking pride in Ram. And I'm hoping that Kareena will have the second son's name, some Hindu name. So there is the equality. So keep dreaming.
That's right. Keep
So
dreaming. You're right.
my point is we need to teach our children or children themselves that we need to expect equality from other side, meaning there is no conversion. If you have children, one child's name being Hindu, other being Muslims, take them to mosque one day, second day to mandir, third day to church, and share and enjoy all holidays. If the other party is not willing to accept that, you got to know that the other party is a religious fanatic, will create a lot of trouble in your life, and just run away from it.
Right.
If you can continue on the Khan, the third good example is the Soha Ali Khan. And that's really good example. And that is Soha Ali Khan is again the
I
Saif
have
Ali Khan's
sister.
sister.
Yeah.
And she married to Kunal Khemo. He's a Hindu. There was no religious conversion. And their first daughter's name is Ananya. Again, that's a Quranic name, which I don't know why. I mean, it's a patriarchal society, so the first name should be based on Hinduism. But at least their second name, the child's second name is Naomi, because it was born on Mahanavami. And that's why, so at least they have a Hindu Muslim both names given to the daughter. So they did best to show equality there. More importantly is I saw a beautiful video of their daughter Ananya Naomi singing. She can sing completely Gayatri mantra, and that is so beautiful. Plus Ananya is tying a rakhi to Taimur, that's cousin brothers. So point I'm trying to say is here I see a full equality and I respect it, and that's why you should expect from your sons and daughters lover that
And that's a
everything.
that's a that's a very important point, because you have to assert your own right to be who you are. My marriage is of equals, of respect, of for happiness. And if I were to succumb to whatever fate that I have married into and become that, then we live with a psychological scar.
Yeah,
Because as a children growing up, we have done things which are part of our cultural and religious heritage. So that is something very important to maintain your own dignity and respect. I
that
wanted to bring to you another concept, since you are talking about marriage and you have done a lot of work, written a book on interfaith marriages and how to deal with that. let's talk about the marriage as an institution. Is it a relevant concept in the 21st century where men and women are now live-in partners because marriage brings in responsibility and growing up, and it is become a scenario in the society now. Girls refusing to get married because they have an independent life and they deserve it.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. I mean, everybody, if you want to have an equality, you have to give equality to women as well. Just because they are vulnerable to pregnancy doesn't matter that they have to be living a different life altogether. They have a choice. They have a choice to be married or not to be married. And then what has happened is that, in this computer era, digitization era, knowledge and information is so much available that women control their own body and their mind and their life. Is marriage, I'm making a very fundamental statement, is marriage a tenable institution in 21st century going forward?
Well, I will not say put it that way, but definitely, I mean, my own two sons, 34 and 39, they are not married yet. So that's the reality of life. People takes time to marry. So I will not say there is anything wrong with marriage, but definitely marry when the right person is right, willing to truly respect you with equality and with dignity. And if you find that person, right person, then only get married. Don't get married because parents are pressuring you, just because somebody is trying to say that marry me, convert and marry me. Those are nonsense, and there is no place in this world. As a matter of fact, instead of, I don't want anybody to get married at age 18, 20, 22. Probably you are not mature enough to take at least age, reach to age 25. And then you are a little more mature, you know what you want to do it. So, I mean, best to get married at age 25, 30.
Dilip, I don't use the word maturity anymore. I'll tell you why. Because there are people who are older and yet very immature. Maturity is a very remarkable word which comes to deal with a scenario where you show understanding of the environment around you.
Yeah.
Maturity doesn't come with age. I know of people who are young but have great sense of maturity, of respect, understanding of their environment. So I love to say the word understanding instead of mature.
No.
Immature and is a description.
Yeah.
Maturity is a description and it had nothing to do with age. I always tell to people that just because you are 14 years of age and you have reached puberty doesn't mean that you have a right to be pregnant or having, indulging in sex as if it is nothing. It is just an animal act. So that's when it is important to understand the respect part of it and the
Yeah.
understanding part of it. Last question that I wanted to have your thoughts on, and that's very important. And I mentioned to you the marriage as an institution is facing its own level of resistance now. Girls want to know the guy better because it's about compatibility, and
Yeah.
compatibility is a word which is used in every sense of the term. Man and woman's compatibility has to happen, but there are imperfections. Nothing is perfect. So, what makes a marriage successful marriage? First from you, then my answer, my response to that.
I think it's a, I would say, good communication. When you two marry together, there are so many conflicts there, different expectations. You are dating, that's a whole different stories. But once you get married and start living in the kitchen has to be clean, the floor is dirty, you have a Zoom meetings and so many things. And there are so many clashes comes in the married life. So if there is a good communication, you sit down together, openly discuss each other's what is where. I think that makes the married life a lot more successful, I would say.
Thank you. My take on successful, happy married life is based on my own 40 years of experience because none of us are perfect. We have our good qualities, we have our serious flaws. Some flaws we can overcome, some flaws become unbearable. In a good relationship, it is very important to know, respect, and adjust with the failings of your partner, your spouse. Because none of us are perfect. I may have some habit which irritates my wife. I
Very
can't
good.
change my habit, right? I'm bald. I
Yeah.
can't change that. If her consideration is that you have to be here on top, hey, then get a biological, dermatological treatment done, like to make sure that he doesn't become bald. But the point which I'm trying to say is that we all have imperfections. And in all seriousness, let's get to know what we don't like about ourselves. And that's where the communication becomes important. What about me? I will not change. I will come to my house, and that's my habit. I'll take my socks and throw it. Now,
Yeah.
don't tell me to teach it. Teach me to change it, right? I will change. I will adapt myself. But when you begin to impose a change, that brings about a problem. When we begin to say, you are like this and I don't like it. No, you have to begin to adjust with the negatives of your partner, spouse, wife, husband, whatever it is. Hey, we are out of time. Thank you very much for joining today and enlightening us. We need to have more conversation on this because marriage as an institution is getting shaken at this point in time. People don't need to get married. Women know that they can prevent untoward disasters in a love relationship, and they want to control their body and mind together. So everybody has a right to live. And thank you, viewers, for being with us. Thank you for joining me on our talk show, Short Takes, on Radio Nyra Raleigh Durham on three frequencies: 99.9 FM HD4, 101.9 FM, and 1490 AM. Catch me daily, Monday through Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on Radio Nyra Raleigh Durham. Until next time, stay safe, be well, be blessed, and be happy. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Dilip, again.